Welcome to the top 10 freakishly haunting gaming moments in gaming history. Today we go through some spooky spots, ghoulish candors, and 8-bit screams. Before we introduce ourselves, we'd like to thank iRev for letting us use his channel to produce this list. Let's get on with it, shall we? I'm Electric Stroker.
I'm Forensic Gabriel.
And I'm Pin the Blast!
And today, it's time to be haunted. Here's number 10.
Number 10!
Women dying in video games. In a video game, the last thing you want to do is die. But usually, you're playing as a man, so it doesn't really matter. But in some games, such as Metroid you're playing as a respectable, responsible, and representable woman, and she deserves to be protected. So when you die as her, you feel a deep pit within your soul, a pit that delves down and down and down, knowing that you are responsible for the death of a woman. It makes me never want to play Metroid, and all because of how bad I feel when they die. The reason why this extremely scary concept is number 10 is because I don't play these games out of fear of ruining a woman's life.
Number 9!
Taboo. In the third video game in the video game series, Super Smash Bros., a story mode was included, which is a great addition. But a not so great addition was the final boss. Spoiler warning! When getting to the end of the Great Maze, an incredibly dreadful part, may I add, I expected to fight the classic villain, Master Hand, or maybe even Crazy Hand. I ended up fighting a creature known as Taboo. Taboo is a creepy blue man with wings of a wide peacock variety, and his cutscene is the most unsettling thing I've ever seen. He is shown to us for a cutscene, which he bone-chillingly comes into view and is going to presumably kill the entire Super Smash Bros. Brawl roster. Thankfully, Sonic the Hedgehog comes in and spin dashes his way to victory. But what if he didn't show up? Would the roster have been brutally murdered? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Number 8!
Slenderman. Slenderman is a tall, white man that frightens me and many other gamers greatly. He roams the forest in his very own game, Slender. You have to collect 8, sometimes 9 pages from his forest, and if you don't quickly, you'll be mercilessly killed by Slenderman himself. Slender is very scary because he pops up out of nowhere and causes your screen to go all static, the scariest of all screens, and you'll quickly be jump scared by the tall man, and it gets harder and harder the more pages you collect. The first time Slender got me, I nearly cried, and so did you.
Number 7! Enderman. Endermen are tall, black men that frighten many. They come from the great game Minecraft. Have you heard of it? These mobs are a lot like Slenderman, but much scarier, because Minecraft isn't supposed to be a horror game. I just wanted to have a fun time, then these scary dudes come out of nowhere. Big bummer, and a scary one at that. If you see these guys, make sure to steer clear. These guys are bad news. Number 6.
Sonic drowning. Sonic is a radical guy to many gamers far and wide. But where he isn't radical is swimming. Sonic has never been a strong swimmer, especially in his main titles. This dates back to Sonic 1, and is still present to this day. Sonic itself usually isn't scary, except when he is, and when he is, he's drowning. The extremely horrifying music starts to play that symbolizes life as you know it is about to end in a watery grave. Before you can even think, you're trying to find an air bubble to make Sonic safe, but sometimes you can't find one, and you die.
Number 5. Clanker. When playing BanjoKazooie for the first time, you would never expect to see a massive metal fish, but that's exactly what happens. When going into the main area of Clanker's Cavern, we come face to face with this big guy. The first time I saw this was a year ago, so I was 5, and it terrified my young mind. Of course now, I would just beat the thing up, but back then, I didn't have my muscles, and I was terrified. I just didn't know what to do, so I immediately turned the game off. Woo! Is that thing freaky? Number 5.
When you first look at Family Guy into the multiverse video game, you wouldn't think much of it. Just another happy-go-lucky Family Guy experience. But there's a dark side to this game. In one of the levels, it takes place at an airport where Peter fights the giant chicken, Ernie. But this is no ordinary airport. This is actually the same airport from the video game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where hundreds of souls were shot down by Russian terrorists. It is incredibly disrespectful and shocking that Peter Griffin and the giant chicken, Ernie, would fight in the airport where many people were shot to death. Seth, you went too far with this one, and I think you should be haunted by the souls lost in the airport because of it. How disgraceful.
Number 4! Halo Monkeys. When playing a nice game of Halo, you don't expect too many things out of the ordinary, such as some spooky monkeys, but that's exactly what you get in Halo 3. You can see these monkeys by going off the beaten path, as I usually tend to do, because I don't play by the rules. But this time, I wish I did. Look at these things! Is that one holding a doll? Kill it! Kill it with bullets! Number 3!
The eel. When I was playing Mario 64 for the first time at release, I was quite a young lad, and I didn't expect to be scared too much. But this eel scared the living bejesus out of me. Look at it! I don't want to touch that thing with a 1,000-foot pole! You're forced to deal with this guy twice! Once when it's only its head, which isn't too bad, but another time when you have to deal with its whole slithering body. It's deeply horrifying to see this thing wriggle around, and makes me repulsed each time I see it. I cannot believe I was able to beat this game as a young lad because of how terrifying this section was, but as you can plainly see, I was strong. But unfortunately, this eel still haunts my dreams.
Number 2.
Almost there, Dad.
The First Goomba. This might be a controversial spot on the list, but it makes perfect sense. Think about Mario Bros. It's the first NES game, a game that many say saved gaming itself, which is great, but this First Goomba is not great. This First Goomba is horrifying. It's the symbol of something that would plague gaming forevermore. Death. Back then, people didn't know how games worked, so they went running straight into the First Goomba and saw as Mario's lifeless corpse careen from the top of the screen to the bottom. This Goomba is one of the scariest gaming moments in history of gaming because of this, and I never, ever want to see something like it again, because it's paved the way to so many horrible deaths in the future of gaming. It's truly dreadful.
Number 1!
The piano. In Mario 64, the last thing you'd expect is a jump scare. Mario is supposed to be a kiddie game, you think. But you thought wrong! This piano is absolutely horrifying because it jumps out at you right when you'd least expect it. You just want to have a fun time, play a piano, and then BAM! There it is! Clang, clang, clang! Going on as it scars you deep into your soul! This actually left the gaming realm though, as I still won't take a step near a piano to this day. It is truly terrifying, and me, as a young kid, had the displeasure of experiencing it. And I swear, it has scarred me ever since. And that was our top 10 freakishly haunting gaming moments.
That was scary, even for me.
That was Freaky! Thanks for watching!